Hello. This feels so weird. I every time I take a break from streaming for like unintentionally, I feel so weird coming back. 2 streams is too long. Too long. I didn't intend it though. I didn't intend any of the streams to not happen. Um but we're back. We're back. It's fine. Obviously it's a Friday, which means it's only one stream this week, but it's okay. At least once a week is better than nothing. Better than 6 months of nothing. That's all I'll say. But I might need everyone's help today because I don't have anything yet really for the bulletin board, and I don't know when the next update's happening. My theory is that we do not get an April update, but I could be wrong. I looked back on the patch notes like last year to see when we get updates, and by the looks of it, it's every month other than April. And I think the Singularity 6 take like a big like company-wide break in April, but they may change that. So the next update is obviously going to be the expansion, but we don't we don't know when it's going to end. Um, I'm on the starting screen, and it actually says about the fishing hunting event is till May 8th. I don't think they're going to do an expansion in the middle of like an event, right? Like a community event. I think somewhere around the beginning of May is going to be the next update. So I think we might have a while to do this. Hopefully. Because as much as I haven't streamed, I also haven't done much of anything off stream. I did play for a couple of hours and got some of the red eggs from hunting because I was like, I'm going to go and try plushie hunt. Did it work? No. But I did get like 15 eggs. Not a lot. It's not a lot, but we can try. We can just do all the stuff we need to do the weeklies, do all the other bulletin stuff, and see if we can get eggs while doing it. Hopefully the game just blesses us with eggs in every drop. I was getting them like every like 10 drops, which is not great. It's kind of difficult. But we might get lucky, so it's fine. And I also I did play on April Fools, but tell me why 2 games decided that an April Fool's joke would be a big head. Who? Where did that joke come from? 2 games, not just one. I don't know if any other game did that too, but we had the big head thing in Palia, but it was also in Fortnite, and it looks more normal in Palia than Fortnite somehow. It was very weird looking. It was kind of creepy. It was kind of creepy in Fortnite, but Palia for some reason it just looked normal. I mean, we had a horse head in the shop too. Who came up with these ideas? I mean, what else? What else would we do? I mean, the horse head kind of leaked like a couple of weeks ago. Hi, Jack. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Yeah. Do you want to see the horse head? It's kind of creepy. I feel like it's not as creepy if you play Fortnite. I feel like it's something that would easily be in Fortnite, so it's not that creepy to you, probably. In a game like this, it's a little weird looking. But we'll see. Near enough awake from being out. I'm sorry. Wait, woke up from being out. What do you mean? You went to sleep again? Did you wake up? You said you woke up super early, but then did you go back to sleep when you got back? You, as long as you're like awake in a couple hours, wake up, and then we can play Fortnite in a couple hours. Not on stream. But when I end stream, that's what I want to go do. I'm chilling out. Good. I need you to carry me because when I used to play that chapter, Jack, was like, I couldn't play that chapter without having a hard carry, so me carry you? Yes. Might need it. Yeah, all I've been doing off stream is watching YouTube, so I haven't actually even played Fortnite, never mind PALIA. I'm behind on everything. I've just been watching other people playthings. So I didn't know about the big head until I went on Palia TikTok. I didn't know about the horse head. Like, technically, I kind of knew about the horse head because it leaked, but I didn't know it was actually in the game until I saw it on the Instagram, I think. So I don't know. Is there anything new other than the April Fool's stuff? We shall see. Maybe, how long have we... Okay, maybe we should get in and play the game because, not gonna lie, I need help. We have so much to do. I've fallen behind in everything. Like, everything. I need, like, a bunch of eggs and everything. Please show your graduation. I don't have it yet. I told her I'm not allowed it. I'm not allowed it until... Sorry, the game is still on Animala. Is that correct? Please. There we go. I'm not allowed it until I actually graduate. I don't graduate until like June, July, maybe even August. I don't know. I send my last assignment in about 3 months. So she was like, I want to get you. I was like, okay, I'm not going to say it, no. But I got a little potato. It's a little potato, a graduation potato. It's like this small. It's like the size of my microphone. It's so cute. But I'm not allowed it yet. You guys will see it when I actually graduate. I don't know where to put it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plushies on my bed. 3 on my desk. This guy, I guess 4 included. It's so cute when you showed me. I was like, no, literally, we walked past a window. We were trying to find, I think we were trying to find, like, something to eat. She saw that. I was like, I need it. I need it. I'm in desperate need of something that cute. I can't walk past a potato without buying that. There were a bunch of them in the shop, too. And they were, like, different types of potatoes doing different things. And I was like, I kind of want them all. I don't know why. It's just, it's cute. It even has like little stitching in the potato that's like the little you know, like the tiny little like indents and stuff, like the dirt and stuff that's on potatoes. It even has stitching for that. You guys will see it soon. I keep getting loads of Discord notifications. My god. I'm gonna start stream. Okay, let's turn the game volume up a bit. That's better, I think. You can see what I did the other day when I was trying to get the eggs. This is what we have. No plushies, but I do have 9 eggs. I thought I had more than that. But let me open these. We got nothing from them. Lovely. Okay. But yeah, I got 9 of these, which we need. We need these, but they're so difficult to get. I spent hours doing hunting the other day, and all I got was 9 eggs. So I don't know how we're gonna do this. I don't like have any left over, do I? Like, no, those are different. Those are candy eggs. These are just eggs. Yikes. Okay. Well, let's have a little look because we need all of this. The thing I think that I want them to start doing is tell us when it's gonna end. I have this problem with FOMO, but also like deadline anxiety as well. Where, like, if you don't tell me when something's due, I am going to panic until I'm aware. Like, you can't tell me, oh, get all these things and you get these rewards, but I don't know what I need them for. It does say each month. But like I said, Palia tend to not do updates in April. And the event that's currently on, the little fishing, like, hunting one, it's on till May. So I don't think we're getting an update. If we do, it's either 4 days away or 2 weeks away. So I think we're fine. As long as I do this off stream as well, I should be able to get everything. We do have some of these though. Let's go through. Do we... In fact, no, let's just do it here. I was going to go to the town center, but I'll have to go back again. Okay, we have that. Don't have many of those though. What meat is this? Mujin. Okay, I don't like Mujin. They're annoying, but we'll go and hunt them if we have to. Do I have any of the fish? No. Were there even fish in the bundle? I don't even remember. I don't think I have anything else it needs. Oh, we have that. What else? Is that it? Do we need any furniture? I don't think we do. Okay. Keep clicking the wrong button. We've got that. We don't have enough of that, so we need to do more of that. We need both of these fish and all these bugs. I can do white stone. Do we just not have the slabs? Surely I do. Do I not? Wait, that's crazy. I actually don't have any of the slabs. That's odd. Wait, that's not the right thing. Do we have any in here? No. Okay, can we buy that? I think we can buy that from the shop. So I don't want to make it if I don't need to. Let's fix that and let's go back and put whatever we've got so far. It's not much. It's not much. We don't have much. Like I said, I haven't played enough. I said on the last stream, oh, I'll be fine. I'll definitely play it. And you guys were like, yeah, okay. I say things on stream and then it just never happens. I hold full accountability. I'm sorry. The only reason we didn't do the last bundle was because I didn't have the cookies, because I had not leveled up my ranching yet. But we still have to get partial level for that. It's really annoying. Still not finished. Okay, we have that. We have 4 of those and 9 of those. That's it. That's all I got. So we need 18 white stone. We can get that. Should be able to buy it. Do I have money to buy it though? Do I even have money? Oh my. Yeah, that's a problem. Wait, why can't I click on it? Oh, never mind. I'm doing it wrong. Have they changed this in like a week? What is that? I honestly did not remember where the button to like buy things was then. Okay. Okay, so we have all of this except the eggs. Half of this except those. We need the fish. We need the bugs. I think we go and do the Mujin. I think I carry on doing this because it's like the one with the most eggs. So I think we're going to do Mujin. How many arrows do I have though? Okay, that'll do for now. We can just use that for now. So we are gonna go to, I think, Bahari, right? I don't think there's any point trying to go to the Elderwood because it's gonna be too much in the way. Every time I go back to the Elderwood now, I get so like overstimulated. I love the Elderwood. I always will. But man, I feel like the new Highland place is going to be as exciting as the Elderwood, but like calmer. I don't know. I just got the vibes that it'll be like a more like this kind of like situation. Like it's not as like bright and like there's not lights everywhere. I don't know. That's how I feel like it's going to be. I just don't want it to be. I don't want it to be super like in my face all the time. Now, I have to say, I did nearly start stream with no water. So, I went down 5 minutes before. I panicked and thought, wait, if Jack comes in stream, I can't drink. So I drank all my water when I was eating earlier. I will say, I got some new juice. Some like dilute juice, and it's not great. If you're thinking of buying, it's the Rubicon. It's Rubicon dilute juice. It tastes of nothing. You need like this much of it for it to taste of anything. It sounded so nice as well. I was very disappointed. I can imagine if you did all that and I didn't even come in. I had this instinct. I had this instinct. I was like, yeah, he's gonna come in stream. He's gonna tell me to drink and I'm not gonna have anything to drink. He's gonna be mad. Like, no way, I'd have to, like, refund you for that. In fact, the thing is, I don't think... Do I have a setting turned on where it actually takes the, There's a setting, basically, where you can turn it on, so it manually, you have to click, yes, I did the thing they asked me to do with the channel points. I never used to have that turned on, so I hope it's still turned on, because otherwise you guys are, like, not spending any points. Which is good for you. But the incentive is lost. Okay, where do Mujin spawn? Because right now I'm not seeing any of them. thought I could have sworn it was around this place. Man, how they go down, I can't lie. I think you're at 11k? Oh my god, what? Cute. Like that outfit. I think the fact that you're at 11k is impressive, for one. But also, two, we don't do predictions. Because I don't know what predictions I could even do. So, like, the only way you guys get channel points is literally from just watching. So it's kind of a little bit, like, impossible to have a lot unless you're watching me in every stream. So I guess you've been watching me a lot. But in like other streams, if you stream games like, I don't know, like Fortnite or something, and you're like doing predictions and like stuff, I think you probably spend a lot more and lose a lot more. That's what I do anyway. 11,900 220. Oh my god. 11,290. Wow. Honestly, how much did you used to have on my old channel? That I'm curious about. Because that is insane. I can only imagine you used to have like a good couple 100,000 or something ridiculous by the time that we like stopped streaming on there, and if you hadn't spent all your points. I had a ton, yeah. You probably have the same amount that I have with like Aussie Antics or something. I've lost all the Muujin again. I lost all the Muujin again. Oh, there you are. Oh. Okay, someone else hit that before I did. I have 130k Phoenix, so take that with what you... Seriously? I think I have quite a lot of people... I lurk in a lot of people's streams, so even on this account, there are people that I have like probably 80k or something, which is insane, by the way. But you don't even have to talk to get things. You just sit there and keep claiming them. You'll have a lot. Like, I don't even remember what it was like before we got channel points. But like, I don't remember Twitch prior to that. Like, at all. I'm not going to take the honey in case someone else actually needs that. Niche Techniques channel, I have 193k. What are you... How are you getting your channel points? Like, I kind of want to be able to, like, do something more with the channel points, but I don't have a clue what. So we're just kind of, like, stuck in that, like... Is it all the way up there? We're stuck in a position of, like... If you guys want channel points for something, you gotta, like... Just watch. Like, do I even have anything to spend them on, though? There's no incentive for me, I don't think. Yeah, there's nothing there. It's just lurks. That's why. Yeah, I want to say I had 50k. That sounds about right. But you probably use them a lot. Where's my voice going? Crazy. I don't stream for a week. My voice just goes the minute I stop. Yeah, there's no incentive on this stream to have channel points. But if you want to keep telling me to drink water, I guess that's a reason. Oh, no, I'm not getting you. I need to, like, just stop being creative. Question, by the way, go on. I know it's not April Fool's, so if you try and pull an April Fool's, it's just like, lad. I was almost... I wanted to stream on Wednesday so bad, but then the fact that I didn't stream made me a little bit happy because it was April Fool's. And I was dreading you, Tony, being like, just so bad. I couldn't have imagined streaming while it was April Fool's. That would have been... that would have been so bad. So, like, I'm like 1% glad. Random question. Random question. You know the "you're on mute" would have come out. Wait, what? The "you're on mute" would have... Oh, wait, what? What? What are you saying? That's a question? You know the "you're on mute" would have come out. Oh! Oh! You don't even have to do anything to just, like, confuse me at this point. I am tired, okay? I had a good day yesterday and I'm tired. So anything I read in chat is just not going to be read correctly. I can assure you that right now. That wasn't the question. Okay, okay. But yeah, you would have done that. And I think if Tony had been here at the same time, you guys would have done it for like a solid 10 minutes. And I would have probably believed you because I believed a couple of things on April Fools. So I fell for so many little things. It's ridiculous. Usually I'm like aware and I'm like, don't believe anything. Don't read anything. It's like, nope. Instantly was like, oh, that's not true, right? Think I have a manly voice. Why wouldn't you have a manly voice? Do I have a feminine voice? I don't have a feminine voice. Especially if I speak like as common as possible. I don't have a feminine voice. I wouldn't say you sound like a girl. Like, your voice is deep. Your voice is deep. It's deeper than mine. That's saying something. Like, I don't have a high-pitched voice. I don't think I ever have. I think even when I was a kid, my voice was deep. And yours is deeper than mine, so I won't worry about that. Do we have food? Oh, we have food. I keep wanting to eat now because I want to actually do the path. The lunar path. I'm always like, if I don't eat and I don't get this lunar path... Wait, no, because wait, we haven't... We didn't activate it. Hang on. How do I unactivate a path? Can I unactivate it? How do I activate it? I want to do this one. I had my drink at the bar the other day and the barwoman said I have a really manly voice and I can't take compliments like you, so I didn't know what to say. No. Wait. No, because I would have been so awkward if someone said something like that to me. I would say so. I would say it's deep. Honestly, the best thing is, I would say if you were speaking like you speak, say you've like fallen asleep and we were supposed to play it, and then you come on the mic and you're like half asleep, then I can tell you 100%. That makes me laugh. I love that. Like, hello. I want to activate that. They will let me do it. How do I don't care about this one anymore. Can I, like, stop? Do you have to complete a path when you activate it? I want the froggy stuff. You want me to come on with a froggy voice? No, it's so funny. The thing is, when I've done it before, I think I've done it before where, like, say it was, like, update day, and I just woke up and instantly get on back in the day, because I would not be doing that now. You know damn well I'm not going to just jump straight on the game without, like, having a shower and eating something. But way back in, like, COVID, and I would just, like, jump on the game instantly, and I would be, like, so tired. Yeah. Like, this is me, like, not even trying, like, it's deep right now. But if I talk like that, it's not as bad. I don't know how that even works. How do I get rid of this? I don't care about it right now. Give me the other one. Hello? I don't want to do this. Give me this one. Yes. Yes. We got it. Okay. Now we have a little frog bit up there. Oh. Okay. Now we get the froggy stuff. I'm leaving all the good stuff I see to other people because I just don't care about that right now. So I'm not gonna do anything with that. I'm gonna leave honey. I'm gonna leave plants unless I accidentally pick them up. I think we actually have enough fur. Not enough fur, enough meat. That we can go back. So I'm gonna do this like one by one. We don't actually have any eggs, which sucks. But we're gonna do this one by one so we make sure we actually have stuff done. I don't want to forget. I don't want to be like confused. I don't want to keep doing something that we already have. So let's take this back. And then we can do something else. I'm not actually too sure what the other thing was. Hang on. Just the eggs. But I don't like hunting here, so let's go back anyway. I'd rather hunt in Killamore. A lot of people might not say that. I used to like hunting in Bahari, but then I was like, it's easier to just stand on top of the mountain and like follow a certain route if you go to Killamore. I'd much rather do it there. Have I told you I'm going on holiday next week? No. I could have stayed in York for like a week yesterday. When we got there, I was just like, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. I have like a sense of like belonging in York. I don't know what it is. It was a good day yesterday, so I hope wherever you're going, it's nice. Because it was sunny yesterday. It was actually a little bit warm. I'm going to assume you're going somewhere abroad. So it's gonna be nice. Kenya? Kenya? Wait, for real? Are you actually being serious? Because that sounds really cool. There's no way, right? Okay, shut up. I was literally about to say that's like actually really like interesting, but never mind. Oh my god, I was waiting for it. Like, I'm gonna get... Never change. I don't think it's possible. The thing is, we're gonna play after this stream. And for the VOD, just be aware that I am going to be trolled probably for like 2 hours. Okay? 2 whole hours off stream. Or more. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Okay. We can keep hunting and try and get the hunting bounty done. But I almost want to just do the items and then get the eggs, but I feel like that's useless. So let's just keep hunting, but stay in Killamore instead. You're going to Benidorm, legit. That I can believe. Even if that's not true, it's like the worst place you could have picked to joke about going to. Because like, what Brit is going abroad and is not going to Benidorm? That one I can believe. Only for 3 days. Still. What's the weather like in Spain right now, though? Is it actually good? I don't remember it too well. I went when I was so young, I don't even really remember how... I remember it raining and being confused. My little brain was like, but we're in a hot country, right? Why is it raining? And this... trying to explain to, like, a 6-year-old why it's raining in another country as if, like, it's impossible to rain there. It made no sense. I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. Why is it raining? There's a beach. Not a seaside, but a beach. And I'm like... cute. God. I honestly, like... I don't really like the idea of going out the country right now. I feel like I'm more... I'd be more excited about just staying in, like... I want to go to, like, Edinburgh. I would be more excited, honestly, would be so much more excited with, like, Edinburgh or something. My obsession is only going to get worse, guys, when the Highland update comes out. I already love the idea of Scotland. Also, I found out that I'm actually more Scottish than I thought I was. Which is interesting. I did a DNA test. And I don't know why, my mum's has not come back yet. Which is concerning. But mine came back. And I am like, literally like, I thought I was like 8%. So don't take this as me claiming anything, because I'm not claiming nothing. But I thought I was like 8%. Which made sense. It was like 7.5%, right? Turns out I'm like 25% or something ridiculous, like 30%. Where did that come from? So many weird things as well, you just don't... Oh wait, there's a guy hunting here, so like, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna go through Bahari and come back, because I don't want to hunt with another person hunting, because that just means there's nothing to hunt. But yeah, the obsession for Scotland is only going to grow once this update comes out. Be prepared. If we have new characters, I didn't even think about that. Guys, what if we get a new character? I'm gonna be screaming. When I come back, I'm gonna watch Audrey Herbert and I've booked VIP and hopefully I get the second round of pits. Yeah, so you're gonna go to America then? Or Australia? Because that's the only places she's gonna be. You don't actually understand how much that experience was like. It was stressful getting there and getting home. But let me tell you, I have never been that close to someone at a concert. Like the artist. Crazy. Like, one of the nicest people though. One of the nicest people I've ever like. I would not change anything. I don't care how stressful it was. Silver Jubilee to Bop? No, because even though you're probably just like being silly right now, that's true. True. There's not a bad song on their album. If you have not listened to her songs yet, you need to. You need to. I listen to First Rap every single day. One of the best songs on the album. With the best music video too. That's like Grammy Award winning music right there. And I'm not even lying. My motivation for the day, genuinely, if you actually watch the video and you see how goofy and funny she is, like, iconic. Love it. Whose songs do I need to listen to? Hi, Tony. Audrey Herbert. I don't know if it'll be your vibe, but, yeah. It's the one I went to a concert for the other month. This month? Last month. It was last month. A couple of weeks back. Never heard about it? Yeah, because she's new. She's been like writing music with her friends for a while. And if you listen to the radio, you'll know who Gracie Abrams is. She wrote like her last album with her, and then she decided to do her own album. Which, like, thank heavens. Literally so thankful. I think I'll stick to my Sabrina Carpenter. You do you. Cause same. Same. I can't fight you on that. But like, if you ever did like watch one of Audrey Herbert's music videos, or like you actually listen to her music, you'll understand why I like her music. Because she's so unbothered about everything, and I love that. I aspire to be as unbothered as she is about things. It's great. I wonder what that was. I thought that was a new bug. That was weird. Hopefully I don't need any of these bugs I'm walking past right now. I just realized. So we need the bees and we need the duskwing. Okay. So if we see those, we do not ignore them. We don't ignore them. That would be stupid. I would be like, 10 minutes from now, I'm going like, oh, I need this bug and I don't have the bug. Oh no. I could have picked it up 10 minutes ago. Probably not a good idea. Okay, I don't think anyone else is actually hunting where we are, so that should be good. How many? Do we only have one egg? We got two. Nice. Yeah. I'll take it. Right. Let's go and do that. Okay, we have two. We have 2 eggs. Which is good. We have 9, I think, already in. So we have 11. We need like, what is it, like 20 or 25? 25. So we need like 14. I'll stick with Daughtry? Daughtry? I have no idea who that is either. No idea. I think our music taste, this is the funniest thing. I think people's music taste is so funny to me. My like most listened artists are like, they just make sense. But I don't know if like my music sense matches up with most people my age. I don't know. I feel like I'm stuck in my my teen years with my music, and that won't change. It will not change. I think my like, I was talking about this the other day. I remember who my top 3 is in minutes. Obviously, number 1's Taylor, but number 2? I don't know who my number 2 is. So, like, right now, the piano music is Taylor and Noah Khan. Just, like, mixed up in a playlist. Like, piano covers. But other than that, the girl who actually makes this music, she's in my top 10. Because I literally listen to it at least 4 times a week. She's so funny. It's, like, not even her original music. I think if she actually makes original music, I should probably listen to it. I love these covers. I feel like when we were streaming a bit ago and I was just putting music on in general. Who is that? Hi. It was too much. I can like stream better when we just have piano in the background. He's the lead singer of a band actually called, how do I say it? Daughter? Like daughter? I hate that word. I hate saying that word in my accent. Daughter. Ugh. My favorite from when I was growing up had to be Bonnie Taylor. I don't even know these people. I feel so bad. I love music, but I just don't know enough. I love films, but I don't watch them enough. Favorite anime song, thanks to you. Oh, which one was it again? No, we have someone that's hunting. I remember which one it was. It was one of them from the like newest album. I know that, but I can't remember what it was called. You don't know Bonnie Taylor, so I probably know this thing. I might know people, but I don't know their face, or I'll know their face but not their name. I do that with so many things. I had no idea about actors in films. I knew their face, but didn't know their name. You know what I mean? Or like someone would say their name and I had no clue. Yeah, see, I know that song, but it's not from my generation. So like, this is why I never did anything with music in college. Like, I didn't carry it on. I have music qualifications, but I just didn't do anything with it. Because I don't know enough. I'm not educated, okay? Warm? Oh, yeah. Yeah. That album is just... The album's perfect. There's nothing wrong with the album at all. Absolutely no skips. I'm sorry. Anyone says there's any skips in the album? No. The fairy godmother from Shrek 2 sang that. You should listen to it. I'm very picky with music. I'm very picky with music. My like top 10 is like in no order because I don't know the order. It's like Taylor Swift, Noah Khan, Audrey Hurbert, Grace Abrams, Olivia Rodrigo. That's kind of like the ones I know, and then like Ariana, obviously too. But then there's like other stuff thrown in there because you guys think I just listen to like pop girlies or something. And Noah Khan, because obviously no. But I'm out here listening to like a Hannah Montana soundtrack. And like, I don't even know like what else. The Bratz music. The Bratz music is so good. So, why is it hide your message? For misogyny? Wait. It held the message because of misogyny because you put typical girl. Wow. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Bonnie Tyler sang back in the 90s long before Shrek was even a thought in anyone's brain cells. I don't know, you know. When was Shrek first thought about? He could have come about, like, medieval days. Is he, like, based on something? Or is it just, like, a random character? Because I feel like he could easily be based on, like, a myth or something. Like, some kind of folklore tale. I feel like... I could see the Scots coming up with something like that. I feel like that's just iconic, right? I could see it. Honestly, though. Perfect. Perfect film. I think I need to watch the Shrek films again. It's been a while. Been a while. I thought it was based off of you. You know what? I can't say this on stream, but if you remind me later, Jack, I'll tell you something. Something I cannot say on stream. Or just, I'm not gonna say on stream. I'm just... about Shrek. I can't do it. I'm not gonna do that. That would just be... No. Ooh, we got another egg. Nice. And stickers. I got a new sticker the other day, actually. Songs was Total Eclipse of the Heart. I don't know that one. I don't know that one based off the name. I know a lot of older music just from it being in like films and stuff, but like I don't know the song through a name or through the artist. Like it's insane. Like I'm like pop culture in terms of like current pop culture. I'm like semi like caught up on, but in terms of like old pop culture, like yeah, I ain't got a clue. You ask me about the 2010s, I know everything. I lost like the knowledge of any sort of pop culture once it hit like the 2020s. It all went out the window, and anything prior to that, prior to the like 2010s, I have not got a clue. It's kind of funny. I feel like a lot of people, I think it depends on how you grew up, right? I grew up with like Pink. That's what I grew up with. So that's what we listened in the car when I was younger. Pink, which like again I called it, so no excuses for me. Bang's head against the wall, there's no hope. I don't know, I'm very particular with my music. I mean, in high school, I like, and I say this in like a, I want to say this, I get called out. I would say this in like a very particular way. Don't take this as like I'm a hardcore fan of these people and I know every song and I can name like a song of like a lyric. I have no clue. But when I was in high school, I would listen to just like Nirvana and like Blink-182 and stuff. That was my like my like thing. But it was because I was a Five Sauce fan, right? So they got me into all of like the punk and like indie stuff. But then I just stopped listening to it when I left high school because it was just not my thing. But I have to admit it, I'm a basic white girl. I can't help it. I like my pop music. I do. I'm a typical Taylor Swift fan. I think that's what it is. And I find no offense in that. I think the only thing that separates my music apart from anything else is that I listen to Noah Kahan, like religiously. I'm sending you some homework to write down. This is some of my oh my god. I just don't think I could do it. If you tell me to do something, I'm just not going to be able to do it. My mind does not let me. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. If you tell me about something, I might go away and listen. I might go away and do it. But if you just like tell me to do something like on the spot, I'm not going to do it. My brain is like, no. On the land, the sea, the sky. No, literally. My anthem. Wait, why do they all keep disappearing? Hello? I'll get your mummy a kiss too. I don't even know if she'll like know much of that either. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, I never heard her mention. I don't know. I feel like she might be more like me. She probably just knows like the standard stuff that was probably played on like, I mean, what did you guys really have back then? I'm trying to think like what your version of like MTV would have been. Was it just a radio? Like what my version of like the pop hit type thing would have been MTV when I was a kid. Like what is it now? TikTok? For the top of the pops. That's right. That's right. You guys had that. We kind of had that and then it just like died out very quickly. And then we had MTV. And now I think it's just like you have TikTok. How sad. I mean, it's great if you're an artist and you're trying to grow. Like, TikTok's great for that. But the fact that you guys don't have MTV or at least like Top of the Pops or anything sucks. Like, you guys can't discover music like we did. No. Shameful. Oh. This is super cold. Why is this so cold? It's raining, there's grey skies, and it's windy, that's why. It was not this cold yesterday. And Bonnie Tyler was on a lot. I wonder how, like... I do always have this wonder of, like, how things really worked different from when I was a kid versus like when my mom would have been a kid. Like how different was was stuff. Because the difference between my childhood versus the current childhood that kids are having now is crazy. I get so happy though. I saw like this mom with two girls in the supermarket and they were dressed so cute like I would have been. They were dressed in like dungarees. I don't have to describe it. It was like a very particular type of an outfit that I have picture evidence of having worn. Like I was such a cool kid because of how my mom dressed me. And that's how they were dressed. And I was like, she gets it. She gets it. I just can't imagine bringing a kid up with like TikTok and I don't know, like an iPad. That's crazy. I got my first iPad at 25. Like, got my first iPad at like 25, 26. And there are kids that are being born with an iPad. Like, hello. Oh, Jack. Jeez. Okay. Oh my god, I'm literally... It's a good job that I just stopped myself. Okay. Pretend I didn't read that. More like a downgrade though, just... Yeah, no. Authenticity out the window, that's like... She's an icon, would you not... No, I'm not gonna say her name. I'll probably get banned on Twitch. Probably get banned or something for saying that. Not gonna lie. Guys, we still need like 10 eggs. This is ridiculous. How are we supposed to get this many eggs? When you said that it was hard to get the eggs, you weren't lying. I mean, if I hadn't have been ill or I hadn't have had like a problem, I would have streamed, we would have had all the eggs, would have been fine. But I haven't even been able to play off stream either, so... Yeah. I'm gonna skip this conversation. Let's move on to something else. Oh my god. Okay, can we request eggs? I probably can't request enough of them, but can we request eggs? I don't think we can. Some things tell me I can't request eggs. Only candy eggs. Yeah. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, that's not great, but it's fine. It's fine. Man, honestly, I'm alright. No, literally. Guys drive me insane. Wait, let's open this. I can get new ones! Did they add new stickers? I'm actually getting new stickers. Finally. I got a new one like 3 days ago. That's good. I mean, honestly, Jack, I got a deal with you for like even longer. So put myself through this. I don't mind. You're okay. You're fine. Oh my god, no. This song. No, why do I do this to myself? Nope. You know, it's bad when you know the song just through a couple of piano notes. I'm not listening to that song on stream. I'll cry. 5 years is nothing. Wait until you've invited me to... You're invited to my wedding. Okay. Okay. Don't you worry. I'll bring the clips. Do you know what actually irritates me? The amount of times that you probably said something on stream that was so funny and it didn't pick up because I was on Xbox at the time and it wouldn't show up. I am so forever grateful that I have a PC. Because on Twitch, if you streamed on Twitch through Xbox and someone was playing on PlayStation, you couldn't hear the person on the PlayStation on the stream. You could hear them talk themselves through like voice chat, but you could not hear them on stream. So it sounded like I was talking to myself for like 5 years. more like a year or so, I think. not as bad, but man, that was so weird. Okay, why does that silver look blue? Did they change it? I'm gonna take the silver because I just don't have enough. I'll never have enough silver. Everything else, I leave for everyone else. Something down here? Nope. Okay, we have 4 eggs. Do we think I'm gonna get all of them? Because it's the only thing we need for the hunting bundle. That is it. So I'm a little bit... I don't know. I don't know if we can get it. Used to enjoy watching Top of the Pops. I feel like that would have been so good. I remember like watching... TV back in the day was just so like... I say back in the day. I'm talking like 20 years ago. TV like over 20 years ago at least. Or maybe like... Just under 20 years ago, TV was great. Like, after, like, the 2010s, I just don't even know what happened. I do not know what happened when we, like, went into, like, 2015. That was kind of, like, where everything just went down. Absolutely nothing. Daytime TV used to be good back then. Nothing now. Absolutely Stop running away from me, please! It's not like I'm trying to kill you or anything. I found the perfect slogan for your channel. Where can I pitch the idea? Okay, I'm scared, but go ahead. I'm a little worried, but sure. Wait. Wait a second. Wait, that's actually not bad. Wait, why do I not hit that? I don't know if that like... I don't know if that's like... Is that like suggestive or something? I don't know. Could we use that? Oh my. You're making me choke on my like breath. Okay. I don't actually hate that. Wait, there's another option. There's another option. Is this one gonna be better or worse? I don't hate that though. It's actually really good. Snuggle with my... Okay, no. Now we're getting a little bit. Now we're getting a little bit. I don't know about that. I think the other one's a little bit less, like... I think I could alter the first one, though, and make it... a little bit less, like, But that second one's like... No. I don't think I could use that. By the way, we have ads coming up in, like, 1 minute. However, because we missed 2 streams, I'm not gonna stop playing for a couple of minutes. I am just gonna keep playing, but we are literally hunting the same animals over and over again, so you're not missing out on anything. You find group... Oh god, no. Don't tell me you use that. Oh my. That's worse than ChatGPT. Worse. But we will go into detail about that. Oh wait, we have 5 eggs. When did we get a new one? When did we get a new one of those? Come on. Did you think I have the ability to come with that? I mean, I kind of had my suspicion, but I was trying to be like nice and think, you know what? Maybe he did come up with them. Maybe, you know? Maybe he's just that smart. I don't know. Oh, hello. Y'all just keep popping up out of nowhere. Like, they disappear when you want them, and then they just like... Oh my god. What are they doing? Oh, and y'all there now as well. How many arrows do we have left? Oh, we have a lot. This is fine. Hello? This is why you hunt in Killamore and you don't go anywhere else, why would you need to go anywhere else? If you're just hunting for the sake of hunting, like, do it here. Always. I am never going to the Elderwood to hunt again unless I want a plushie or a certain type of material. Like, if I just want to hunt to level up or something, or do my weeklies, I'm doing it here. 1000%. Are they... No. No, there are not. And even if there were, we would not be talking about them, would we? Oh my. Can you imagine if I had like mods that had no idea who you actually were? That would be so bad. It's like timing you out every 2 seconds. Like, no, wait. He's fine. This is why I think he used to get like timed out like as a joke, but it was just so funny looking back as to why. God. I was gonna say a cool one would be... Yeah. I think, I don't know. What are you putting in to ask for? Because I'm a little bit concerned. Oh, we got another egg. I'm a little bit concerned. Please don't run, please don't run, please don't run. Oh my god, you're running. Not for long. That's my one, I swear, this time. See, I can't believe everything you say. Like, so whenever you say, like, it is you, I don't know. One of these days, you're going to be replaced by a robot, and I won't be able to tell if it's you or the robot. Because you'll be like, no, it's me, I swear. It's definitely me. Sure about that? Oh my god, there's no one hunting right now. There is no way that anyone's hunting. Either that or I'm just getting really lucky. If we can get like another 8 eggs, then we are perfect. And this was like the best successful stream we've had. Please? Please. I want eggs. I don't want meat and I don't want fur. I just want eggs. I didn't actually realize just how difficult these eggs were to get. Oh, I truly was like, I am just gonna log on every day for a couple hours. Like, it'll be fine. I'll do it. It'll be easy. It'll be fine. It is not easy. Okay, they are the most insane thing to get. Like, if you're gonna play for like 8+ hours a day, then fine. You're probably gonna get them in a week. But this is ridiculous. Wait, there's one here, right? No, I'm just seeing things. I'm seeing things. We've hunted these Shernugs for so long, I'm just seeing them everywhere where they're not. Why does that always happen? I'm done with those bloody eggs they were. How did you get them done? Like, I know it's been like a month, but how did you do it? Did you just play for a long time? Because I played for like 3 hours and got 9. And we've been live for about an hour and I've got 6. So that's not looking good. Basically what you're doing, spend hours grinding them out. Really? Damn. So they're just like impossible. They're just like impossible. There's just no fast way of getting them. I wonder if any of the other hobbies? Any of the other skills will be easier. Like mining, maybe. How did he get spooked and he didn't get spooked? What? One day I was on for 16 hours. What in the... How? How did you manage to play a game for 16 hours and not get bored? Did you, like, watch a film or something, like, in that time? Or, like, binge watch a TV show? Because there's just no way. I could not do that. There's no chance of me doing that. Wait, where did that bag go? I thought there was one right here that's, like, lying to me. But tunes are great. Yeah, but like listening to music for 16 hours straight and playing the same game for 16 hours straight is like tough. And this has come from someone that used to play Fortnite or like Valorant for 10 hours every day at one point. So I don't think I could do that. But did you do it all in like that 16 hours, or how many did you do in 16 hours? Was it even worth it? A couple moves or two? Yeah. I mean, you could probably watch the entirety of the Harry Potter series while doing that. I didn't even think about that. That's probably like about how long it would take, I think. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, up one like decent day. I woke up pretty decent once. Once, because I've been really bad with sleep again. And I was like, oh, maybe I could watch the whole Harry Potter. And I was like, hang on. No, I cannot. No, I cannot. I don't have enough time. Like, what, 2-ish hours per film? Yeah, you could easily watch that in that one. The yellow was the fastest. Yellow. True, I actually think that one, more than the mining one, could be faster. I feel like this one... So the hunting and the fishing probably take the longest. And then I would say the bugs and then this one. Which is your favorite? Wait, what? Which is my favorite? What do you mean, which is my favorite? My favorite what? Oh, Harry Potter movie. Probably like Deathly Hallows, and that sounds probably ridiculous, but it's just... I don't know what it is. It's like... When stuff gets intense in films, I'm like locked in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, why? Either that or literally the first film. Like, I don't know what it is. The first is just like cozy, but like Deathly Hallows is just like intense. I can't help it. I can't help it. For me, it was the yellow then blue. Oh, so I would have thought that mining would be better than fishing. I feel like fishing, I just hate fishing. I hate fishing so much. It drives me mad. I think we're going to talk about the same time. Okay, so apparently this one's going to take me forever. Wait, we have 8. We got 2 while I was yapping away. Not too bad. We might get all of the red before we end stream. Especially if everyone leaves me alone in Killer mode to hunt on my own, then we got this good. Because there was someone here, but now they left. Which is good for me. We're also leveling up everything at the same time as well. No, don't eat that. Don't eat that. No! Don't leave! I know I'm gonna kill you, but... I got another one! Prisoner of Azkaban? Oh, fair. I mean, honestly, I just don't think there's a wrong answer. Is that like... Is that not something I can say? I just don't feel like there's a wrong answer for that question. It's more like... I think it would depend on the books too, though. That's the problem. Everything's like... Since I started reading, I feel like... I understand what people say when things get adapted into a film. I get it now. I never used to get the complaints of like, this doesn't match that. And I can't imagine some of my favorite books now being turned into films or TV shows and I'm like ruining them. I love the idea of like 2 of the book series I've read. I definitely want them to be turned into a TV show or something. But I just feel like they would do something I don't like. Like, I've imagined certain characters looking a certain way. If you change that, it's gonna frustrate me so much. I did the fishing in the underground, which for some daft reason was a lot faster. Oh. I wonder if that was intentional. I wonder if that was intentional or not. Imagine that's just like a glitch and no one knows about it yet. So maybe we do the fishing down there then. I feel like fishing, if you're trying to get a certain fish, it takes a long time and it's very boring and I despise it. If you're like AFK fishing, it's like fine. I don't mind it. I've done AFK fishing before when I was just trying to like level stuff up or like sell things. And it wasn't bad. I didn't mind it. But when I am actually intentionally fishing, I hate it. I hate it. Awful. Like the worst thing. It's like that and cooking. I don't know what it is. I used to love fishing in PALIA and now I'm just like, nah. Listening to Peter, Pettigrew, Scare Music. Oh, see, I didn't watch Harry Potter until I was like 19, 20 years old. And I know that is insane. It's insane. There's a lot of things that people watched or like read or did like as a kid, and I never took part because I was like, oh, it looks like really bad and I don't want to do that. And that's my favorite thing in the world. So I really wish I'd have grown up with some of the stuff that everyone else did, but I was just like, no, I don't like it. HBO Max soon, so I can watch them again. I bought them on Prime because I already have Prime because of Outlander. Because explain this to me. To watch Outlander, I have to pay for Amazon Prime, and then I have to pay for a subscription through Amazon Prime to a different subscription service. Does it make any sense? Because for me, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why can't we just have it on, like, Netflix or something? Just want to watch all my shows on one thing. Take me back to the time when all I had to do was watch Disney Channel. I miss running to the kitchen to get a snack and a little ad break. Because we didn't even have actual ads when I was a kid. We had, like, a music video that would play. And then when the music video was done, you were, like, legging it back into the living room to watch the thing again. Most people around fishing, I was getting 3 or 4 eggs in the time. I was getting 1 egg fishing in ponds. Oh. So what I'm hearing then, go down to the underground in the day when everyone else is stood there waiting for the hot pot and everything. That makes sense. We'll see if that works, because if that works, that makes it so much easier. I know it'd help me when Amazon did that with Prime videos. So, I only really use Amazon for Outlander right now, which is on Stars. And to watch Stars, you have to pay as like a channel. It's like a channel on Amazon. But like, I don't mind paying for Amazon Prime because I use Amazon in itself, and I use the Twitch Prime sub. But the thing is, I pay for the what's it called? Twitch Turbo now. Because I watch too many people that I can't afford the subs. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna pay for that instead. It's easier. It makes sense. It's like 2 to 3 or 2.5 like subs. But man, it just sucks when they do things with like channels where it's like, I'm already paying you to watch something. Can I just watch it? Or they put like the best things on channels on Amazon Prime. They do not put things. 10. They don't put things like just on Amazon Prime anymore. Sucks. We have 11. Guys. Wait, I think we can get this done. I think we can actually do this. No, don't run. Don't run! Oh my god, I can't do that. I never know where to like aim if I want to like... There we go. Get them now. Nope, okay. Never mind. They even want you to pay now to have Amazon video ad free. Yeah, when I was watching The Summer Turned Pretty, I was like, hang on a minute. Why do I have ads? Because that's the only thing I watched on Prime. That's the only thing I've watched on Prime itself within like months, right? So I'm watching a show that I've watched like 3 seasons of without ads. And then there's like an ad in between. And do you know what? The ads on Amazon Prime? The worst. I don't know what it is. Amazon Prime, Twitch ads and Amazon ads are the worst. I don't know why, but they're just like irritating. And I think with that show as well, they had like they did like a very specific like collaboration with Coach, I think it was. Drove me insane watching the same ads again and again. Because like, why on Twitch do we have like adverts for like socks that you can buy on Amazon? Like, what are we doing? I'm not gonna buy ads because you showed me them on a Twitch ad. Why are we doing that? What's that about? Because I feel like ads used to make sense on Twitch. I used to get ads that made sense for the content I was watching. There's a lot of gaming content ads. And now it's just like, buy this product on Amazon. I don't want it. Don't make me want it, please. I'm not gonna buy it. Give me personalized ads. I think the best way for them to actually get you to want to buy something on their service is to just show you the things you like. Otherwise, it's just like a waste of ad money, right? Plus, I don't know if there's still a setting on Twitch for that, but I swear if there is and you have it turned on and it just doesn't do anything, it's like, great, thanks. Thanks to the apparent so-called Twitch ad that is personalized, but it's not. Make it make sense. Oh, guys, we need two. Two, and then we can go and see maybe the bug one? I don't know if they're like a certain time of day, because if they are, I'll probably just do the bugs themselves off stream. I don't want to do bugs off fish that need to be done at a certain time of day on stream, because then we're just like waiting around for it. Which is not fun. When we do hunting, we can just run around like a maniac and do this for hours, so. But going back to what I said at the beginning of the stream, the swings are a certain time. We'll probably leave that off stream then. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I don't think we're gonna get an update in April. Because the next update is supposed to be the Highlands. And from what I've seen, we don't get updates in April. Like, ever. So, if the update is gonna be in April, how is that gonna work? Because we have, like, apparently, like, a community event on right now. And if there's a community event, it runs till May 8th. I don't think they're going to do an update until after that. Right? I don't think they're going to give us an update for a new expansion while there's still a community event going on, which no one's going to take part in whatsoever if there's new content. I just don't think they will. What's the community event? It's like a fishing bug event. The fact that you don't know is like actually kind of funny. I've never really taken part in these events because they're just kind of like not worth it. Like, I don't know. If it's like a bug event and I catch a bug, I'm pretty sure I get participation awards, right? Like, I get the same stuff. And there are people that truly, truly put the effort in to actually complete them, and I appreciate those people. But it couldn't be me. I'm sorry. I admit to it. But it's like, you have to do like a bunch of soup or catch a bunch of bugs. I'm like, I don't want to be told how to play, so I'm just not going to do that. I'm not one of those people that wants to do that. If it was like a seasonal event, but it was like a world event, do you know what I mean? Like on, no matter where you were, it like was impacted. Like a lot of MMO games have like Easter events where like certain things are going on. Like obviously right now you can get these eggs. But the only reason we need the eggs is for the bulletin board. So it's kind of a little bit like, this fishing event means nothing to me. I don't want to fish to get like some awards that I'm probably going to get anyway. But if not everyone didn't do it, if someone didn't do it, no one would get anything. So I mean, thank you to the people that do partake in the event, I guess. I heard they were bringing an event out. Wasn't sure that when. Yeah, I don't know if it started yet or if it starts soon. But it ends on May 8th. If they have a community event on that ends on May 8th, then that means we're not getting an update till May 8th. At least. And that's like, at least. Not even, probably even after that. So I have a feeling. When does May 8th fall? When does May 8th? Let's see. May 8th is on a Friday, so potentially the 12th of May could be the update for the Highlands. So basically, we are probably not going to get the Highland update this month at all. It's probably going to be the second week of May. Because we do usually get the updates on like a Tuesday, so I don't think we'll get it on the weekend. But, and a big thing, the game went down for like 24 hours. Or like, was it 48? 2 days or something ridiculous, which is like crazy, because you know that's a big thing. Big update. But if the game goes down over the weekend and then on the Monday or the Tuesday the game comes out, hear me out. I think it could work. I am saying that the 12th of May is when we get the Highland update. Hold me to it. May the 8th falls in May. Who would have thought? I mean, I don't know. It could have been in June. It could have been in June. This is for my Cos 58th birthday. No, don't put the slam face. We celebrate birthdays. You know, they're not great. I don't like my birthday either, but you know what? You know what? We do things we enjoy and that's that. We have a good day. I don't look at my birthday as my birthday. I look as like... We just like... On my birthday, I literally just like enjoy the day and do whatever I want to do that is the day. I don't celebrate the fact that it's actually my birthday. I'm just like, oh, it's a day to do something fun. I hate having a birthday. I would do anything to avoid having to celebrate my birthday. But I celebrate the day, not the fact that it's for me. You know? Pretend it's someone else's birthday. You don't celebrate it. I just think, okay, so what part of my body is going to give up? Honestly, though, I've been like that since I was like 13, so... Being 26 sucks, am I right? Well, I'll be 27 in like 9 months. That sounds... I don't like the idea of that. Yeah, I don't like my birthday. I don't like having a day that's centered around me because I don't like the idea of that. I'm not a person that's like, yay, celebrate me. I'm like, eh. But honestly, I just spend the day doing the things I like. And some people literally just like stream on their birthday for like 24 hours, so... You know, each to their own. I'd happily be 26 again. Honestly, just like pretend you are. Who's gonna tell you that you can't? Like, pretend at least. Just pretend. I still feel like I'm 18. COVID happened when I was like... How old would I have been? About 19, about to turn 20, because I had my birthday in COVID and it was the, it was the worst. I couldn't do anything. Couldn't order food, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't leave the house, couldn't speak to it. I was just like, this sucks. And then we ordered Nando's eventually. They opened back up after like an hour and I was like, yeah, finally, like I can order a Nando's at least. And Nando's came cold. It was the most depressing birthday ever. The law says I can't. No one can tell you that you can just like walk around with the energy of a 26-year-old, just like mental energy of it. Who's gonna say anything? just like act confident. No one's gonna question anything. If I had to pretend to be under 16 so that I could get into like an event for a cheaper price, I would not do that. No, I would not. I don't know. Honestly, just like the energy of it. Like, I'm not saying like fully act like a 26-year-old, but just like think about the energy of it and just embrace that. I am never gonna act old. I'm never gonna act my age. I am very much a child deep down. Like, I never grew up, okay? I never grew. Jack can tell you, he's known me for like 5 years now, okay? You already know. He knows for definite that I have not changed. Have I changed? I was like 20 years old, right? I have not changed. Once. I don't think I've remotely changed. And I don't plan on. Only seems yesterday I was 18. Honestly though, it's crazy because I feel like I haven't changed in any kind of way. Because you don't change much in age. But like, I've seen you grow up. Which is crazy. Yeah, it's changed, that's about it, yeah. But... Wait, what colour was my hair when we first met? Hang on. Wait. Did I have my natural hair then? It wasn't orange, right? Don't tell me it was... Oh my god, don't tell me it was. I've just realised. I had it really short off, thank god. Thank god. It was like up here in like dark brown, right? Because prior to that, it was not. It was long and it was orange. It was supposed to be like... it was supposed to be like this corally colour and it faded to like a really ugly bright orange and it was a mess. So then me and my mum both decided we're gonna cut our hair and just like box dye it. And it took years for that hair to grow out. Crazy. So I'm back where I started then, basically, but with natural hair color. I remember that. So weird. That's when I had my L desk. My L-shaped desk, and I had my little Christmas tree right here. That's the one thing that's changed. My hair and my desk. Oh my god, this setup. That's changed more than me. That's how much I haven't changed. We started out with nothing. Do you remember? Oh no, I need to show you guys. I had like nothing on my desk. I need to get the pictures on like my PC and I could show you, but like I had a little wobbly IKEA desk with a 60 hertz monitor, an Xbox One S or whatever it was called. I don't remember. A really rubbish, as cheap as you could get Xbox controller. And a dream. And a dream. It was not great. It looked so empty. It's so funny looking back. Like, that's the one thing I'm always like, this is mine. I got this. I built all this. So good. The aesthetic changed. That's what changed. The aesthetic. Man. Not me like setting up my PC for the first time and having like a pink, purple, blue color scheme. And now it's all green. I think the one upgrade I've done to my like setup is that I like the most is that this is not black. Because there's nothing. Other than like my PC case. That's got like obviously the components inside are obviously black, but everything on my PC my setup now is just like so cohesive. Cohesive. Oh? Ram traps. Oh my god, it's Christmas. It is Christmas. Wow. Oh, the dream. This is the dream. This is how we get the eggs. We need one more. You guys are gonna give me the egg, right? Right? I'm gonna get the egg from this. This is Christmas morning. Wow. One of you has to give me the egg. Okay, let's just go. How many is it gonna take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, please. 6, 7, 8, 9. Please, oh my god. 10, 11. No, there's no way. 11 and I don't get one. 12, 13, 14, 15. How do I not get one? 15 Chernooks and not one egg. Excuse me. What? That's crazy. We did have one run off. Oh, we need to go fix this bow because it is about to break. There you are. Okay, let's see. He didn't give me one. But you could because you're a better one. Damn it. They don't like me very much. They gave me all of that, but then we're just like, 15 Chernooks is not enough for one. I could have gotten 4. Like, is there a statistic? Surely there has to be a statistic. It's like, every 5 you get 1 egg. Nope. Wait. There we go. Okay, we're on a journey to find one. 1 egg. That's it. I still don't know who the hairy fellow is because I tried to do the 2 people that are actually hairy. You know, it's just like, not the dog and it's not the cat. So, if anyone knows who that is, I have no clue. I mean, we can go and see actually, because I swear I already did it with Tao. But maybe it didn't work. Is it you? Oh, Hassan clears his throat. Approach new as you ask Tal this question. Tal barks excitedly and wags his tail. Tal says he's been waiting for this day to come. Oh, wait. Maybe I didn't do Tal. Meet us in Elderwood and we'll help you track your treasure. I personally have better things to do, but who might say no to those plum puppy eyes? I mean, Sam. Okay, so it is him. I could have sworn I'd already spoken to him, but I bet I spoke to Hassian instead of Tao himself. That's probably what I did. But I literally couldn't... Oh, wait. That's the flower event, right? I think. I think that's what that's gonna be. Yeah, it is. I got it! Wait, I don't even know how to do this. How long does it last? Should I try? Do I pick all of this up and then water them? I'm probably not going to do this, but I just thought, why not? They take a long time to... Oh, that is... insane. You need like 50 people to do this. Hello? Why is this so difficult? What? This takes longer than my actual plants. Crazy. No, it's giving me is that. No. How many weeds am I gonna get? Can I do anything with the weeds? Oh, I got something different. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it because if we don't, I'm never gonna know. I've never actually seen this pop up before. I've only ever seen other people do it, but I've never understood what they were actually doing. It looks as though someone might have even tried this. And then gave up. Because there's like 2 plants already taken. You can't water a plant when... Okay. Do I even have any water left? I think I do. I'm gonna run out soon. What is that? Is that new? Oh no. Oh no. I did see that I think you can actually like unstuck or something weird and it fills your watering can back up. I don't know. I don't remember what it was though. It was something like that. So you don't have to go and fill it up. Bluebell. Oh, cute. Wait, I'm not gonna have much storage after this. Although I could just send them back home. I figured I can do that now. Right, can I do multiple? No, okay. Well, I don't... Do we have like a time limit for this? Or is it just until you finish? We're about to find out. Like disappears when I'm halfway through it. Tulips. So many weeds. I'm gonna have like an inventory just full of weeds in a second. We have like 50 more of these. Does this like level you up as well? I just realized that. Can I get leveled for this? Because it did just bring out my origin level at the top. So I wonder if it actually levels you up. I almost feel like it should level up your gardening level though. So I wonder why they did it that way. Trillium? I've not seen some of these yet. I think these were added when I wasn't playing as much. Like when I wasn't streaming and stuff, like I think when I stream I play it every day, like. But when we're not streaming, I like struggle to keep up with things. Like streaming actually makes me look things like I watch people more. I read all the patch notes instantly. I'm like, I need to know everything. And I don't want to do anything until I'm streaming. So like, I keep up to date with the game so much better when I'm streaming. Where are we? I think this is just unlimited time. It's obviously a lot quicker when other people are doing it too, but if I can just do this. Oh. Wait, if you pick the weeds, do they just grow back if you don't water them in time? That's kind of crazy. That's the case. They're like trolling me. More tulips. Okay. We're like halfway through. I think I do this. I want to see if I get anything. Because I know we can get a little sprout boy. I know. I need him. I need that plush. If I'm going to have any plush in the game, it's going to be that and Frogbit. Those are the two that I, like, non-negotiable. Like, I need them. How much do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, there's so many. I want to see what I get, though. I want to see. Like, do I have to do this with other people to actually get a good reward or not? Because I've done the one in the Elderwood on my own before. But that one doesn't give you anything either. It just gives you flowers, right? You don't get anything, like, particular from it. At least I haven't. So if there is a thing you can get and it's never given it me, then I'm a little bit annoyed about that. I should probably look back on the patch notes for that. I've been missing out on something this whole time. I mean, I do wish we'd have done this on the first day that it came out as well, because I would have definitely have had the plush already, but it's all good. I'll get it eventually. I might just... I can probably trade for it. I've probably got something I'm not that bothered about, but I kind of like having a collection. You know? I'm one of those people that likes to just collect things even if I don't need it. So like, I probably have a bunch of plushies I'm not that bothered about, but people would probably want them. But I don't want to give them away. My watering can. This does take a long time. I picked them all. Are they gonna grow back? It's fine. It's not full. It's not full. I got a dog. Okay, the dog can do all the work. A dog walks further than I walk. Oh, you're back. He like literally so much like, I don't walk if I can help it. If there is fast travel, I'm going to use it. I don't remember the last time I actually walked in Palia without actually meaning to. Like, if there's a door I can go through, I'm gonna go through that instead. Like, if they bring mounts into the game, like they've said, if we get mounts in Palia, and we can use them on every single part of the game, I am not going to... I'm not going to be walking anywhere. You want to bet I'm going to be calling my mount every 2 seconds. That is definitely going to be how it goes. You already know. Every game I've played so far that has mounts, I'm like instantly like calling my mount back the minute I'm done. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I want to go somewhere now. I don't want to walk. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I feel like I need to slow down and just take in. But I'm like, too lazy for that. Too lazy for that. If I have a horse, then I can go quicker. So why would I do that? Does it disappear when I'm done? I think I'm done. I think this is the last one. Took like 10 minutes. Oh my god. So like, that's it. I didn't get anything. I don't know how I get it, but cool. Now I have flowers at least. Like, can you imagine if I had a horse right now? I could just, like, go on the horse. I would be in the middle of, like, Kilmore Village within, like, seconds. Whereas this is gonna take me, like... Like, this is, like, long. So many people that said they didn't want mounts in Palia because it's not a big game. I mean, I get it's not as big as some games out there. Like, it's not as open world as that, but it's still... I think the distance from one end to the other just takes far too long when you're someone like me. If I want to get a quest done, but I have to go from, like... I have to go from, like, here to here. It's gonna take me, like, a good few minutes. I don't... Can I just, like, have a mount? Are they gonna change the game with mounts? I need one more. I need two more? No, I miscalculated. I miscalculated the eggs. I was like, I need 14 more. How does that make sense? If I had 9 and I needed 14, it's not equal 25. Oh, no. I'd say you could get on your punk alpaca, but different game. Don't take me. No, you're fine. I mean, I would take Paul any day. Paul in Palia would be great. Sad. Sad day. But I do think Palia could do alpacas. Alpacas in Palia would make sense. That could happen. Hey, Singularity 6. I will take any kind of mount, don't get me wrong. I know I said I wanted a ballerina princess, Frogbert. But give me a punk alpaca. It's just a simple request. We need Paul in Palia. Like, I mean, we couldn't have Shernooks or anything because, like, it just wouldn't work. One, we literally hunt them. But two, they would just be confusing. Wait, that's so weird. Why are they, like, spawning in as if I haven't already picked them up? Can I, like... No, that's not what I meant to do. No, okay. I was so confused for a second. Ballerina cappuccino? Oh, God, don't. I can't with the brain rot. When the brain rot stuff started happening for the first time, I was like, I have no idea what's going on, but now I'm just like... What? What is that? Why is that a thing? I don't want that. Like, who comes up with these ideas? I don't get it. Like, they're at AI, right? Can you stop running, please? Please. I just hit you. I heard the hit thing. Thank you. Oh my God. That was frustrating. But no, I literally... I said that I wanted a Frogbert, which is like basically this big frog plush in the game. And I want him to be a mount with a new update that's gonna come out. If they bring mounts into the game, I want a mountable Frogbert with a tiara, tutu, and like fairy wings or something, right? Like I think that's fair. I think that makes sense. If they can bring out horse heads on April Fools, I think we can get a ballerina princess Frogbert mount. I think it's an acceptable ask. I mean, we'll know. We'll know if they're listening or not because we're not long off. We're like a month away from the update, I think. It's gonna be a little bit easier this time though with the downtime. I just realized it was like a day or two, right? And oh, I got it. Nice. It was like a day or two of no game. We could not play the game for like 2 days. And I was like, you want me to what? Now it's not too big of a deal, but back then it was just like, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. We went live. I think we went live and I didn't realize they were shutting the game down to update the game 2 days before. And we were going to go live literally that day. And then we logged on. It wasn't playable. And I was like, oh, Great. So I think we just spoke about the patch notes and that was it. But it was funny. I was like not expecting that to happen at all. Okay, let's go hand these in. And we finally finished one of them. I'm a little bit worried that we're only going to have like 5 days from now to finish this. But if that's the case, I need to be doing it over the weekend. So, we'll see. I think only a couple hours in the game at a time would be fine. I don't need to spend too much time on it. I'm not going to do 16 hours. There we go. There we go. 10,000 lunar XP. I love this. Oh, hang on. Wait, did I claim them or have I not claimed them? Hang on. Wait, I don't have the hat yet? It's premium. I don't have it yet. But I have this. Are you good with TV specs, by the way? Not necessarily, but ask and I'll see. Ask away. I shall see if I'm of any help. I am literally just gonna sell... Wait, I shouldn't be selling meat, actually. But I am gonna sell everything else. I'm in need of money, so I don't care. We'll make money when the, I don't think I want to make money for the new expansion. I would rather make money, when the new expansion comes out, if that makes sense. I just feel like it would be way more fun that way. Whoa, 99 of them? I'm gonna leave that as that. The egg drop rates really need to be increased. It's not fair for them to assume that players will spend all their time grinding just for the eggs. I think that is an extremely valid point. I think there are people that play these games for like, at most, maybe like an hour a day, and it's like kind of impossible. There are definitely things that need to be more equal. I know that for sure. There's definitely things like that need to be fixed. Because, like, I'm one of those people that could spend all day doing it, but I just don't feel like it's very valid to do that. I don't want to spend all day on a game to potentially get 25 eggs. Right? Like, 16 hours, and I'm going to assume you didn't even get them all. That was crazy. I had some same TV for 10 years. Oh my. Didn't upgrade, but I want to make sure this one I'm buying is... You're not going to wait for, like, a sale or something? Please tell me it's on sale, because I got my TV on Amazon... And it was like £200 off or something ridiculous during the Prime Day, which I think... Did they do one in like June? It's quite a while away, but it's why I'm buying especially good and cheap because I want to have a good one to watch my shows, movies, and I'm immersed and be immersed. What's mine? Mine's Samsung, but I don't remember the make of it, but it's like one of the most up-to-date like 4K like smart TVs. And I recommend them. But the least, like, 2023 one is terrible. I hate that older one, but the newer ones are really good. It took me almost a week to get them all. So you spend 16 hours on Palia, to not get all the eggs. It took you a whole week, as well as that, like, 16 hours. 16 hours wasn't enough. Yeah, I think we need to, like, lessen that rate, or increase that rate. Because, yikes. I don't know. RNG is just a thing that they put in games, and I'm like aware of that, and it's like fine. But if RNG is that bad, then it basically makes people not want to play it. I know some people will just do it no matter what. RNG and Palia is bad. I'm not gonna lie. I think my RNG in general in any game is terrible. But like 16 hours and you don't get all of them? I do think it needs to be better. £8 voucher from gift voucher and Agos doing 10% off too, so I'm saving over 100. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. If you want to send me like a link and I'll have a look. I'll see what I know. I don't know. After stream. So I'll look in like a minute, but I'll see if I can help. But I don't think I'm like the biggest expert on like tech, but I don't think I'm the worst either. I'm not completely clueless, but I'm also not that caught up on things. So, wait, oh my god, you're gonna hear me. Wait, why? Why? I'm scared. Well, I'm concerned. What did you do? Did you buy more jelly cats? Don't tell me you bought new. Jack. You gotta be kidding me. There's no way you're actually- that's actually true. There's no way that you're actually being serious. I refuse to believe that. I actually refuse to believe that. I'm buying a new one tomorrow, promise. I'm refusing to believe it because I really want to play. I'm refusing to believe it because I don't want it to be true. No way. There's no way. I've been thinking since yesterday, like, oh, I can't wait to play. There's no chance. Say you're lying right now. I mean, we can try to use Discord. I can't use Discord while I'm playing. It literally will wreck my PC. Discord's awful. I don't even have it set up right now. That would be terrible. That means no game audio. Wait. No game audio? We can't play without game audio. Are you crazy? That would be crazy. There's no chance. I genuinely wish I was lying. I just don't know if I trust you though. If I end stream and then I get on the game and you're on the game, just like sat there and waiting. If I find a gold gun, you're not getting it. Okay, we've done. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna eat that, so we've definitely got food, but do we have any more food? Let's play Play and Don't Talk. Yeah, there's no point in that though. The part of playing a game like Fortnite is that you're actually having fun because of the stuff you say, like. I can't play without talking, that's just not fun. We don't have any food, guys. It looks like we're gonna have to start going to ref and buying food. That sucks. We're out of food. I finally ate all the food since the Elderwood came out. Finally got through it all. Oh my. No, I feel awful. Honestly, like, there's nothing you could do. I think like these would be terrible for the mic, but it would work. But you have, I'm assuming, do you say AirPods? I don't have those. I have these from like 2020. I have 3 sets of headphones and 5 sets of the ones that you shove in your ears from old phones. That's what I'm currently using. So this bit is from my old, not even old actually. It's actually in very good condition. I got it replaced. But this is from like my old Razer headset. And then this is my last pair that I ever got of iPhone earphones. You only just remembered? Jack. Hello, Hats. How you doing? I hope you're having a good day. I am just about to end stream. I hate that. I'm so sorry. I hate when I'm about to end stream and then someone comes in. I feel terrible. But if I don't end stream, you can guarantee we're going to end up with a headache and then there'll be no stream on Wednesday because that'll just get worse. No, I'm sorry. I only just saw the notification on my back. Don't worry about it. Thank you for dropping in. I do appreciate it. I hope you've had a good one. It's been a good stream. We've been yapping for 2 hours and we finally got the last of the red eggs that we needed. So that's really good. I hope you've had a good day though. You don't because you still go. Wait, what? No, you don't because you still go. Wait, what? I still go? I feel like I'm very half asleep today. I did go out the house for like 8 hours yesterday. You said you feel bad. Oh, I don't feel bad because I'm still gonna end stream. Yeah, my bad. I honestly wish we could stream for longer. I hate the fact that we didn't stream for the last 2 streams because then I'm like, oh, do I stream for longer? No, I don't do that because then there would be absolutely no more streams. I could quickly go to Argos now and pick that up, but I wouldn't be back until after 7. What time are we talking? What time are we actually talking? I could play it until... I would say that I'll stay up until the latest about 10. And then I'm gonna go to bed. Because your girl's a grandma over here, but you know. If you genuinely could play for like a couple hours until about 10, I'm down. I'm down to end stream and go eat and then wait. Tempt me, I am. But I do really want to play. If you're not gonna play, I'm just gonna go and play it solo anyway. But I am gonna get up because I do need to go and eat, I think. This is like, maybe I should increase the drink like thing. I'm gonna go get a change. Are you actually gonna go? If we can play for a couple hours till like 10 PM, I'm down. That's so funny. So I guess I'll see all but Jack. I'll see Jack after stream. But I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I don't plan to have anything happen, obviously, but we did miss the last 2 streams, so I'm gonna do everything I can to stream on Wednesday. And I believe we'll be playing Palia again. We have not been playing enough Palia. I feel like we need to show it some love again. And we have a lot to do as well. When you don't play a game for a while, you have a lot to do. So we have so much we can do. We need to level up the ranching to 10 still. We're like half of a level away and I can't get it to go up. I have started to buy a bunch of stuff for decorating, so hopefully that works out. And we had a bunch of the bulletin board stuff. I seriously don't think we're going to get the new bulletin board until May. So I think that's why they gave us something that lasts a while. I just wish they would have told us. I will try and get that done over the weekend. So that if by any chance Tuesday is the new update, then we'll be live on Wednesday for like the new update, but I doubt it. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday, 4 PM, as usual. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, good rest of your weekend, or start of your weekend. And I'll see you guys. Hang on. Palia interrupting me. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's nothing new. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.